at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name.
Hare Krishna, Haribo, Haribo.
Yashamati Nandana, Brajaparanagara, Haribo, Haribo.
Wow, doing great.
Haribo,
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming.
Purchase your tracks today.
I think this class was really nice. I liked it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda,
Purchase your tracks today.
Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Purchase your tracks
Krishna, Hare
today.
Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus
Purchase your
Prabhupada.
tracks today.
Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada.
Purchase your tracks today.
Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada. Prabhupada. Jesus. Hare Krishna. Mm-hmm. Of course. Hare Krishna Gauranga. I hope everybody's in a good mood.
OGEbeats.com.
Transcendental mood. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Shri Advaita 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 Nityananda Gauranga Nartam Shri Shamananda Shriva Nartam Shamananda Shriva Nartam Shamananda Shriva Nartam Shamananda Shriva Rupa Sanatana Rupa Sanatana Rupa
Purchase
Rupa Sanatan Raguna Rupa Sanatan Raguna Nartam Srinivas Shamananda Nartam Srinivas Shamananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chapter 9, Desire Tree of Lord Caitanya. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Aren't we lucky? We're really lucky. Krishna's happy-go-lucky, and his devotees, because they take shelter of Krishna, they become happy-go-lucky. Yeah, just naturally, auspiciousness. Yeah, sounds are not good. I think there's something going on here. But let's see, maybe it's this. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Okay, let me know there, Evo, if it's any better. Does it sound better there, Lalita? It's not so good, huh? Okay, you know what I'll do? Just hang on there. I'll refresh. Maybe it'll get better. Okay, let me know if it's any better. Any better?
It's a little bit soft. It's not that strong as the other times.
Okay, all right. How about now? Is it
Yeah,
louder?
much better. Yeah, better.
Much better. Okay, all right. Yeah.
I hope it's better for Ivo as well.
Yeah. So let me know, people, if it's any better. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I hear some noise in the background when I speak. What is it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I wonder if it's what the heck's going on here? I got an idea. Okay, just stay on. I'm going to go to another browser. It's probably, I think I know what it is. It's better? Is it better? It sounds better to you too, Lilita? Is it good?
Yeah, it sounds. Ivo says it's better as well. He says yes.
Okay. Is it just better or is it good, like it's usually? Hare Krishna. Yeah. All right, you know what? I'm going to go to another browser. Just hang on there. Hang on.
Okay. Shall I chant meanwhile? Or?
Yeah, I chant meanwhile.
Okay. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sound okay? Everybody? Okay. All right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Chapter 9. And we'll continue on in Adi Leela, chapter 9, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Text number 6. Oops. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, text number 6. Let me know how the sound is over there on the cyber there, cyber people. Okay. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener, and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. It's so nice to become part of this tree because you have the attributes of the tree. It's like one family there, you know? and that's the greatest thing, you know. The Lord came to give us, make us part of this special tree, this tree of devotion, you know, this devotional family. These are family of liberated souls, you know, these persons, you know, here, even in this world, you become part of this tree. See, and that's how we're delivered, you know. See, it's the strength of the tree. See? It's not on our own. See, people are cut off. That's why they're dried up. Even on the Vaidhi, it's not. You're not really part of the tree. You're like a withered branch on the tree, you know. Yeah. So you need green. You need the life, and then you're part of the eternal tree of devotion. See, devotion. So devotion you get from the devotees. You cleave onto the tree through a green branch on the tree, not the dry branches. You know, that's just doesn't. There's no life in that. Not much. Maybe there's a little bit something. You know, that's the Vaidhi. See, you got to come to the luxurious branch where love of Krishna is manifest. See, that's our little sangha here. You know. So you get purified by being close to the branch. You know, it gets you clean. You are clean by the words spoken to you by those branches, true branches. It's always the same preaching. Isn't it amazing? Jesus, I'm the true vine. See, always the essence is always the same. Maybe a little different word, live a branch, vine, but the essence is the same. He knew. He also saw. Look, everybody's dead. Let the dead bury the dead. See, he's basically Bhagavi just explaining what he said. You know, the three modes of nature, people have that in them. See, and what does it do? It produces illusion that you're this body and you're this material mind and these material emotions, that love stuff, material dead stuff. You know, it's like you're a zombie in the sense they eat the dead. You know, the zombies eat the. You know, this is all Krishna teaching. You know, all these zombie movies out. It's just about basically what we are until we're awakened. We have to eat the bread of life, you know. We have to eat what is alive. See, the name of God is alive. It's eatable. It's an edible. See, eatable, edible, transcendental, edible. So, you know, the first stage is the prasadam and the food offered to Krishna and all this. But, you know, this is where it's going, you know. Yeah, tasting the holy name. And so that's our example. That's our preaching, is to show what Lord Caitanya showed. Oh, you can eat the name of God. It'll give you life. It'll give you intelligence. It'll give you liberation. It'll give you fulfill all your desires. It'll give you intimacy. Oh, no more loneliness. Look at that loneliness does even for devotees who are still holding on to that loneliness. My God, all it causes you misery, man. It makes you crazy and insane and do stupid things. That's all because, you know, that means, you know, just let it go, man. Be happy with God forever. You know, loneliness is attachment to material bodies. It's like, who is it? Somebody, Lolita read yesterday or something. Oh, yeah, it was Johan. He read in the thing. He's pretty heavy in his preaching. You know, I like it. Heavy preaching. He's committed to the truth. You know, spiritual master, you know. Spiritual master. They get you whatever's unwanted. You know, they just poo-poo it, you know, get rid of it. Can't you see how it makes you miserable, you know? Why, how would anybody be lonely when you have God, man? How many this is transcendental knowledge. You know, how many bodies we've loved, dead bodies we've loved in this life and in millions of lifetimes. But how many times have you loved Krishna's transcendental body and you're being given that gift here? Just love more of that, man, and get out of this. Because look at this loneliness because of some dead body that's just kind of walking around because of the I don't care who it is, you know. When you have transcendental love for God, and then you may have a partner or a son or a daughter, and they go, oh, yeah, life is immortal. Yeah, wonderful. It's like you become like Srivas. Remember that pastime with Lord Caitanya and Srivas? His son died in the middle of the kirtan, and the wife was a little attached. She goes, let's stop the kirtan. You know what Srivas said? Shut up, you crazy woman. He called her crazy. Usually it would think, what, you got to start, you know, this, because it's just all mundane. Lord Caitanya is mundane, right? Oh, yeah, and Srivas knew the truth. He says, how many times do you get Lord Caitanya dancing in your living room, you stupid woman? Yeah, I love stuff like that. If that puts you in tribulation, good. You know, well, I don't care, man. I care about the truth. I love that kind of pastime. You know, Srinivas told us, well, you crazy woman, man. You know, you go over in the corner. Don't stop this kirtan, man. It's not often, once every 4,320,000,000 years will you see Lord Caitanya dancing in your living room. Oh, if you're lucky, if you're more than lucky. And we have that. And you, just because one of our sons, we've had so many sons and daughters and everything in so many lifetimes. And what has it done for us? Gave us more births in this material world. But look, having Lord Caitanya dancing in our living room, we've got immortality just because we're associated with him and we like it. So you're getting purified, woman. I love that. And when after 4 hours of his dancing, nobody disturbed, the wife had to go and cry in a corner or something, my son, Yeah, it's okay. It's pure. It's all purification. It's wonderful. It's for the pastimes, you know. So we can speak about it, you know, laugh about it, right? It's not very laughable when you're attached, right? But we laugh anyway. That's the purification, you know. And so anyway, afterwards, Lord Caitanya acted like an ordinary person. Why didn't you stop the kirtan and inform me, Srivas? And Srivas said, "Are you kidding?" And it's just said what I said, you know, just now. And the Lord brought tears. He said, "What? There's no illusion in you. This is not normal. This is totally uncommon. Who would be under the illusion and stop the kirtan and all that stuff? People don't know the Lord's mind or value. But Srivas did because he was such a deep devotee. See, I take shelter devotees like that, not like wannabes or false renunciates or people preaching something else other than pure devotion. I'm hooked on that, man. Can you tell? Lolita too. She's a vamp. She's a vampire, transcendental. She just sucks up Krishna's energy. She doesn't like the other energy out there. It's not even the Brahman, you know. The Lord tempted her with the Brahman. He says, ooh, yeah, ooh, I don't like that. Just give me my Krishna. Let's see what Amy Rose has to say. Hi, Srivas is so awesome. I actually love that pastime too, because that is the culmination of this whole enterprise. Amy, you're so beautiful. I just love her preaching. It is so perfect and creative and unique. Culmination of this whole enterprise. Exactly.
What is enterprise, Guru Maharaj?
Like activities, you know, the engagement in some kind of activity of being in this material world, you know, the culmination of it, you know. It says it all. It shows clearly the truth distinguished from illusion. See, that's what it's about. You know, it's in a beautiful pastime. And showed the glories of Srinivas. Lord Caitanya said, wow, it's so rare to have a devotee like you. Because there are a lot of devotees. The wife was a devotee. Still with a little bit of, you know, and attachment, you know, and not seeing the thing, seeing the truth. Or like Govinda, you know, like maybe he's in the spiritual sky. If anybody's, oh, boy, Govinda, well, okay, you know, fine, but he's okay, you know. I would say at this, you know, the Lord, you chant like in ecstasy for a while like this, and you'll feel the same. You'll see, well, there's no illusion. You'll be the Bhagavad Gita verses personified. Never has there been a time when I, nor you, nor all these kings and Govinda have not existed. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a devotee, Vaidi Bhakta, in Belgium, who left his body a few weeks ago. I'm much more sad for him because he left his body with he was doing so many austerities, so much service in the Temple of Antwerp.
Yeah.
And we talked to him, Johan talked to him. No way, you couldn't, but he's gone in emptiness.
Wow.
Did so much effort and nobody.
Was he young? Was he young or old?
He was my age.
That's
young.
Yeah, that's young, and he probably got the shot too. You know,
he was ill his whole life. He was epileptic.
Oh, he was ill. Yeah,
and he had cancer. He had a lot of for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you want to lament over something, lament over those who, and that's what Jesus said. You know, they were crying for him. He's going to the cross, you know, doing this great thing, and everybody was crying. He said, "Don't cry for me. Cry for yourself and your sons and your daughters, you know, because you're here. I'm not sure. I'm going to the Father. You know, he was with the Father. You know, This is, yeah. So anyway, it's beautiful. We're very fortunate to be in this eternal state and stage. getting this mercy and sharing this mercy with whoever will accept it, because it's their deliverance. It's so easy. You know, I've been waiting for this, actually. I've been waiting. When will this Krishna consciousness become like a Jesus thing, where they go out and preach and have, and get people and be delivered? And we're doing that now with Krishna consciousness. I didn't have the power to do much of that for a long time, because this is like, Jesus has been around 2,000 years, and there's a lot of power in that. And but they only deliver to a certain point. This is we're just getting some steam going here. And this is going to be more powerful, because Lord Caitanya is the latest incarnation. It's just coming where I'm realizing personally, and some of you also, I'm sure, are realizing the power of Lord Caitanya's grace. All people have to do is just accept this message, and they're easily delivered, because we see it happening. People like Amy and Fanny just accept the message. The Lord's given them spiritual experiences and manifestations. And that's always been going from our preaching. I noticed with Mahavira, seeing that thing, writing those songs, and people staying around longer than they should have, like they were ready to die, and they stay, they're given more life, a second chance. And so more people getting dreams now, spiritual awakenings and spirit. You see, it's building. See, why we're doing the ultimate sacrifice is this Sankirtan. This is Sankirtan. We getting here together is Sankirtan. We're talking about the Lord. We're doing what the devotees did. They would also get together and talk about Krishna, and then go out on the streets and share more, got more power to do so. Yeah, it's it's amazing, the whole thing. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'll just read various verses. Now I'm going to Caitanya, Chandradai, Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya. See, the splendid path of pure devotional service, which bewildered the great sages in the past, which material intelligence has no power to enter. See, people need to learn the difference between material intelligence and spiritual intelligence that's gotten by Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Hey, see, one time. Okay. Great pivotal verse, pivot verse. You can pivot from there, everything. See, spiritual intelligence is gotten by those who worship Krishna with ecstatic devotion. The material intelligence is still, you're trying to study the Vedas and memorize verses, and you think, oh, I know so much about bhakti. See? But spiritual intelligence, that's where you need to take shelter. That's where you need to be cleansed of material intelligence. That's why you see even these gurus, most of them are just gurus on the level of study, the level of practice of trying to follow the Varnashram system. Even that, not everybody's like, a lot of, it's like politicians. They're good ones and bad ones, and in Kali Yuga, mostly bad ones. Just like in religion, there are good religious persons and bad ones, and the leaders, unfortunately, because in Kali Yuga, most are not that good. They become, and it's almost, they can't help it, because you take a position, it's easy to be corrupted by the opulences of being guru, having people bow down to you. That is the supreme corruption. Unless you're tasting this bhakti, you're in big danger, because you get a big false ID with the false ego, and then you become ineligible for this bhakti. See, like Maharaj Prachaparudra who was a devotee, but he wanted to show, and Lord Caitanya wanted to show that most rich people, wealthy people, and religious leaders often are the last to get into the kingdom. It's the simple people who get in first. Or if you have the mercy, you could be in the other, and you come because you have the special mercy of Krishna, like Maharaj Prataparudra. He had special mercy of Krishna. He knew. He said, "Oh man, the Lord don't want to see me because he's playing the part. Like, oh, I don't want to associate with materialistic persons or big kings. This is big contamination." And so the Lord's playing the part. So I'll be a beggar. That's a devotee. They'll do whatever. If I'll get the mercy by being a beggar, because he was given to more beggars. The simple people were getting it, and the religious leaders weren't. Just like now, it's always the same. And there are many verses like that. Say those. I'm not giving this ecstatic love to those staying in the mood of thinking they're big scholars and they know all about bhakti, but they don't know anything really, because they didn't get their intelligence in the way of Bhagavad Gita 10:10, worshiping the Lord with prema, by getting the gift of prema, like a Fanny, like Amy. See, they got the gift of prema, therefore they can understand the deeper purport of the Vedas. See? And the big gurus, can you imagine? I have to speak this way because there's so much illusion going on. The people are worshiping these persons as big gurus. But if you don't come in the door and get the intelligence of these kinds of devotees that come from faith in the real path. We're preaching the real path of devotional service, which begins with guru, faith in guru. Faith in guru is the door to bhakti. What does faith in guru mean? Faith in the word they preach, because they're Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified. They prove it. They show you that, like now, it's time to show the truth, man. Demonstrate the truth. Preach the truth so you can liberate people in the world. To those who worship Krishna with prema, loving ecstasy, just like the verse says, as it is. Loving ecstasy is prema. I give them the understanding. Why wouldn't you want to learn from such devotees? And whoever is in the position as spiritual master now, okay, prove that you are Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified. Otherwise, if you have any honest bone in your body, then step aside and let the devotees deliver these poor people in this Kali Yuga who have that qualification, which you can't get on your own. You cannot get this qualification by austerity, renunciation, or pious deeds. You either got it in a previous life or in this life, which is more practical, and how you're all getting it here. You accepted the preaching of a person that is actually anointed with the Spirit of God, truly, genuinely, authentically, and the Lord is so pleased just by that accepting of the gift coming through this Sangha. You are getting prema and devotional ecstasy. Unbelievable. That's why you prove that you're the King Arthur of spiritual life. King Arthur, he was a nobody. Nobody. And all the somebodies came to try to take the sword out of that stone. Nobody could but the chosen one. The chosen one is you take the sword out of the Bhagavatam. That sword is the truth, and you swing it. And let's see how much Maya you can cut down and how much, double edge. You got one edge, you cut down Maya. The other edge gives bhakti. So the sword is two edges, right? See? Maya, bhakti in, out, out, in. Get the Maya out and put the bhakti in. So it's time now. Otherwise, the people stay in illusion and are miserable. Here we have a wonderful mission for the Lord and for the devotees. We're here to free the captives. And how do you free the captives? You got to do truth will set people free. I'm telling you, in any Vaishnava group, I don't care where you are, a Muslim, a Christian, or a Vaishnava. You come here, you'll experience being delivered. No bluff, no bullshit, no lies, no cheating. Or you can look around and see people being delivered right before your eyes to show God is true. There is a true transcendental Lord, and that Lord has planted his flag on the planet Earth now to make the real new world order. Order it under love of Krishna. What else do you need, man? Love of Krishna, everything will be right. People will be naturally better than good. They'll have transcendental virtues. You know? Nothing works right with Maya, man. They try to make a new world. The elites are trying to make a new world where this will fix everything. It doesn't fix anything. It's already messing everything up. Everything Maya does is messy. But everything the Lord does organic. Look at this organic. All we do is get together and talk about Krishna, chant his name, and everything works beautifully. Isn't it amazing? I love how could anyone not like a path like this? You don't have to, even though you become the verses, those who evince the symptoms of ecstasy, tears in the eyes, you see a lot of that, laughing, crying, hair standing on end. Oh, they are promoted to the kingdom of God, even though they're not interested in austerity like Gauhari Das. Unless it comes natural and I feel like fasting, I'll do it. If not, you just got to put up with a little plump guy there, Freddie and Evo. They don't like my plumpness. But I feel good enough. See, I got to be the verse, not interested in austerity. Even that verse, I like being that verse, even though they're not interested in it. I got to prove, even without austerity, man, I'm a happy camper. Camping I'm just in camp in this world, man, just passing through for a while.
They don't want you to do austerities, Guru Maharaj. They only want you to make you drink your celery juice. That's all.
That's all. Yes, that to me is austere, man. I never liked that shit. You try that, the celery juice. Yeah, it's austere to drink it. Let's see what Amy says. Wow, it's so amazing. It's pure spiritual magic. Everybody can feel it. Let's see. It's only because of you explaining it that we can feel and understand the potency. It's because of your faith too. See, like if you don't have faith in these words, you can't receive them. Yeah. There's no room for the word and for many people that are covered by the false ego, but that's okay. It's the way it's supposed to be. I don't want to preach to the faithless. As soon as I feel it's not going in, you can feel it. You all know what I mean. You preach to somebody who doesn't have faith in your word. And it's like you're trying to push something in there and it won't go in. See, the word actually is a potency and energy. And when you're transcendentally juiced up, that word either goes in people or doesn't. It just bounces off because they're so full of stuff. They're just not ready, for that. So that's why, out of mercy, the Lord taught Vaidhi Bhakti to tell them, well, promote that because not everybody's going to be ready for this. But some are. So we're here for them. You know who you are out there, right? I know how Krishna is working. I know that if you are taught by the Lord in your heart, that you will know that we are honest and true in our word. And you can come and check it out just to make sure, make sure you're not being cheated again by Maya. Maya's always cheating everybody. I also was very cautious. But now we do blueberry juice and it's much tastier. Okay, blueberry juice. All right, see, otherwise you'd be losing customers. You gotta reduce, make it easier for people there, Freddie. Otherwise, they'll just give it up. Blueberry juice. Now I could do that, man. But blueberries are expensive and I'm cheap. I won't buy these things. I don't even pay for coffee outside anymore. I just come here. Only if my internet's not working, then I go out for the good coffee. This is fun, isn't it? Fun. Yeah. You know, this is the beauty. I just see. God, what was I saying here? Okay, let me look at this verse again. Yeah, the splendid path of pure devotional service. Oh, I just love those. It's just every word, the splendid. That's not even a good enough word, but it's the best word he could use in the world. The splendid path of pure devotional service. The splendid path of pure devotional service is what we're doing here. Is worshiping the Lord without material motive, just because it is so splendid, so splendorous, so fantastic, so summum bonum. See, that verse applies here in this Sangha. I mean, everybody can just ask themselves, do you have the splendid path of pure devotional service? Well, we do, and we prove it right here. The splendid path of pure devotional service is to see what was going on 550 years ago again. And that is happening, right? When I read the books now, oh, Lord Caitanya was crying, the devotees were crying. Boy, that's sure happening here. Oh, they were laughing, and he's laughing, and that's sure going on here. Boy, so much great uncommon understanding and intelligence was happening in them because of that worship, and that's going on here also. So I think we got a revival. Yeah, go ahead there, Lalita.
When my video was finished, I thought, oh my good heavens, this Madhavendra Puri, this dream that he had, it was like your lucid dream. Prabhupada said to you, take the Lord out of the bushes and plant me in the hearts and build temples there. That's so fantastic. Yeah.
That's exactly what it's. Yeah. Yeah. So why? Because of your ecstatic love, he said. Because Madhavendra Puri.
Because I have observed you.
Yeah, I've been observing.
I have observed you.
I thought, when Prabhupada appeared and Krishna appeared, especially Prabhupada, when he appeared, I thought, this guy's been observing me. Who am I? He's been watching all my activities, and he's saying I have their full approval. Like he had caught his interest. And then Krishna appears to my second disciple. So, oh, because of your guru, you're getting my darshan. You think she would have got the darshan of Krishna if we didn't make that connection? No. Yeah, and then on and on. Look at people getting darshan in different ways, dreams. You get ecstasy. The Mahavirya got the vision, which everybody can see. You could see Lord Caitanya manifesting, and the beauty of it, you could see he didn't even see it, and he's talking just like as it's coming. The Lord was manifesting as what he was saying. Okay? Yeah. So we have the blessings and the signs of the Lord being here and wanting to give the greatest mercy.
And the order.
And the order. See the order, like Nityananda. Yeah. See, it always comes that way. It has to come that way to show it's bona fide. And nobody's ever said, like, this is why I'm doing this, because they got the organ. It's just. This is so congruent. Everything is congruent. This is, even myself, I can have full confidence in taking shelter's path. This is so as it is. As the books are preaching, as the ecstatic confirmations, the happiness of this. Oh man, that's where you come here. You'll get faith in what we're doing if you're really looking for the real path and truth. Because it's really, really here. It's refreshing. Usually you're being cheated in some subtle or gross way. Maya's always cheating. Always. That's what you see. All of you can understand why Jesus said, "Go in the narrow gate. I am the door for the shepherd, and the shepherd, the good shepherd." See, the good means transcendental shepherd, not just good. It's not good enough. You got to be transcendental personality. See, they're the door. I'm the door. And those who go in the door become the shepherd of sheep. See, you can all relate to that. Yeah, I went in this way. This is, let me preach that. Okay? But a lot of people, they're looking for God, right? Looking for Krishna in all different ways. They're looking for the truth. They're bumping into walls. Some people are tired of it, man. And you get those who are exhausted, the ones ready for the good news, the Fannies out there, the Amy's. Amy was disgusted with this world. She was like finished with that, just like it's just nobody understood her. And she was just like, and now she found the path and very happy about it. I'm sure Fanny was like this. I'm sure we're all like that. I was like this too. When I got my first connection with Jesus, I was like that. I was looking at the world. It was like, looked so desolate. I was like in a desert, man. People were like dead. They're commuting on trains, going back and forth. What for? I didn't know. I didn't have, that knowledge yet. But I seen intuitively it looked dead. And then my connection with the Bible, boom, the book of John, and then started there. My journey really started there. Connection with pure devotees and those who see, those who know the truth. The truth is beyond this material illusion, all of it, all the way, even beyond liberation. Look at it. Look at the experience. Lalita had some liberation experience. Ooh, yuck.
It's far beyond that.
Far. Yeah.
Far beyond that. Because I fell in emptiness while I was in a kind of a bliss.
Yeah. Because see, service to the transcendental body of the Lord is the ultimate. And that's the whole point of getting attached to that. And then even the impersonal Brahman doesn't faze you. Yeah. Sukadeva Goswami was not able to understand. See, you can't understand this kind of truth, this kind of knowledge about God, about Krishna, until the ecstatic symptoms are so deep like this, that given by Lord Caitanya. That's why he's saying that. I mean, Bhagavatam is beautiful. Shukadeva Goswami was beautiful, wonderful. But the kind of ecstasy that Lord Caitanya was giving was on the level of Vrindavan. Deep, like really deep ecstatic love. And that's why the realization is even deeper than even what you can get in Bhagavatam. That's why even people can't understand. I mean, I can preach on Gita and Bhagavatam in a way that has not been preached. Just like, it says, Advaita, Lord Caitanya told even Srivas, oh, you want to learn Bhagavatam, go to Advaita Acharya and learn from him. Because he would give the deep, conclusive, deep devotional purport of Bhagavad Gita. Not some just, like the way Bhagavad Gita is normally preached. Only up to kind of like a liberation, surrender to me. But Lord Caitanya brought it deeply. He even rejected that level. He says that's just external devotional service just to come to the liberated platform. That's external. That's kind of what you felt. That's external. You feel free of material miseries, but that's not enough for a devotee. See, so you became to the stage where Ramananda Roy said, okay, what's the next stage? Oh, then just drop all your speculations you get even from Brahman, because you see these people like that, they still speculate. They don't understand the deeper, they don't understand. So then drop all your speculate and just hear from a self-realized soul about the pastimes of Krishna. And then you go to the next stage, which is spontaneous awakening devotional service. That's where we're preaching from, is that stage. If people give up their speculations that they know all about bhakti, even if you're Brahman realized, see, even if you realize this liberation level, and their Vaishnavas is kind of in that level, and if they will give up that and just listen to this level, they will be purified and will enter into the bhakti. Yeah, go ahead.
I could really very clearly experience that I went live. It happened when I went live.
Yeah.
So I started chanting when I went live, and I couldn't explain the verses. I couldn't have a grip on it.
See, yeah, lost it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
See, we basically, you see, because if inside the Lord's showing you my Brahman, that's because the Lord is everything. He's the modes of nature. He's also Brahman. But that's a manifestation up to that level of consciousness. And it's like empty compared, where's the service? Where's the understanding? That's why you see, Jesus said, the Father knows the Son. The Father is this Bhagavan level, and the Son knows the Father. They only recognize each other. I mean, they only honor each other in that sense. They honor the transcendental truth about the Lord. Okay? And the Son can reveal the true nature of the Father to whom he chooses. See, and so if you want to know the Lord beyond Brahman, beyond even Paramatma, which is the super soul, you have to go to a Vaishnava who has transcendental deep ecstasy, which manifests as the tears and all these other wonderful symptoms of deep love for God, deep intimate love for the ultimate revelation of Krishna and Vrindavan and Radha and Vrindavan. That's the ultimate Dham, very rarely manifested to us. That's why people have a hard time understanding what we're doing. Because it's so deep, but gradually they will know, just like they started to know when Lord Caitanya was preaching. These are his pastimes again, revived. What else could it be? See, we're just here to fulfill his mission. That's why I tell you, drop all these other missions, even drop this Vaidhi mission, and just come here and get behind the Lord's transcendental mission to give transcendental ecstasy to anyone and everyone. You don't be serving the homeless people and the ISKCON people in that, external way and give your energy there. Put all your energy here, man. And get bhakti. And then, like people that say, I don't know, I don't have the energy. Because you have faith in serving Vaidhi bhaktas. Serve ecstatic devotees, you become ecstatic. Oh, get wholehearted. Like this is your tribe, man. That's what, as soon as I got the Chaitanya Charitamrita in 1980, and I read that, I said, this is my tribe. And then after a while, being around the Vaidhis, I was like, this ain't my tribe. This is my ecstatic devotees, man. When you're about like that, boom, you get about. You want to preach this mission? You get behind this mission. That's an unwanted thing, these things. I mean, do you really? I mean, it's fine. You can do like Sachi likes it. Okay, go do that. But when you really want to preach and you want the power, you just become, hey man, Guru Hari Das is my guru, man. And these ecstatic devotees here are our team, man. I'm behind the team, man. Not a half-ass team player, Part of your ass is over there, and half of it's over here. See, put your full ass over here, man. It's if you want the power to preach this, you want the energy to preach this, that's how you do it. If not, go ahead, you can do whatever, if that's your level, you're okay with that, take as long as you want. And if what this is instruction, if this puts you in too much tribulation, don't worry, just don't, just be natural. It'll all get there.
She will maybe become the best Vaidhi preacher.
Yeah, but that, as I say, if you want, because I remember Sachi was telling me, it's hard for me to, you feel like, yeah, well, that's how you get the power, is put all your eggs in this basket and don't look back. When you're ready to do that, then you'll feel the power of the Lord working through you. It'll be the Lord's energy and potency. Not on your, like because you're contaminated with a lot of different energies in you, the Modi Goody two shoes, and you got the other. You'll be like, okay, this is my shelter, this is my purification, this is my sword, the Lord has come as my guru to deliver me. He's delivering so many people who got the power. Let me learn from them. Let me become like that. All my energy in this mission. And otherwise, you're splayed out. You're serving the homeless people over there, serving the cat lovers over there, serving the ISKCON devotees, and you wonder why you don't have the potency like Lalita and Johan. Like that's one pointed. So you become not many branch. If your mind is many branched, you can't take full advantage. So just think about it. Be natural. I mean, this might be too heavy for you to, just incorporate. It's okay. Just relax, take it easy, have a smoothie, and all be well. Just keep coming, everybody. I don't know, just inspired to say that. So I totally get it, Sim says, why Vaidis don't want to listen to this Sangha, okay? It's very strange to me why some people in this Sangha still seem to not understand why I don't like this path. Okay, what is he saying there? I don't quite understand what he's talking about there.
I think he understands why they don't like our path.
Why is that?
And I explain, and I'm checking if it's right what I explain. I think that they don't like our path because they always had this idea that they will attain the Lord life after life, and they live in that delusion. Well, in that illusion, in that knowledge, in that so-called science. So Prabhupada, and what are you going to tell me now? You're talking about mercy, that you can receive this mercy. We never heard about that. Nobody instructed them. So everybody instructed them completely different. So who is Gora Haridas now?
Okay, well, wait a second. Let me look at this here. I totally get it why people, Vaidis, don't want to listen to this Sangha. This is what I'd like to hear from Sim. What is it what you get? What do you think you get?
I
Okay.
explained it, and he says, "Yeah, Lalita, that is what I mean."
Oh,
He
okay.
understands.
All right. Yeah. So let me
Yeah.
read what you say. Replying to Sim, that they don't like it because they have the idea that they can reach the Lord themselves, life after life. They don't believe in the mercy. Nobody told them you can receive it. Yeah, yeah. See, nobody is. Yeah, and they still can't, because if you're stuck on your idea, see, Lord Caitanya preached like this, and whoever abandoned their opinions that don't work. See, I mean, if a lot of them, they may not want this. Maybe they just want to be liberated. They come to Krishna to go back to Godhead and get one of the 5 types of liberation. They don't care, they don't know about this or want to know at this point, or have the ability to get purified to this thing, because you got to process this stuff, man. You got to get unconditioned. You got to let go. You got to be ready for that. Not everybody is. Some, they may stay their life and die like that one guy just died. He just died. Hey, just by accepting religion and Prabhupada, you go to the demigods. They take care of you, in the forefathers and the demigods and everything beautiful. And you come back and, try again, make some, start to understand deliverance.
Yeah, I read there's a devotee who always criticizes ISKCON. I don't remember, is Keshava Krishna Das or something. And many devotees take advantage of that to to complain about their situation. It's heavy. Still, they stay,
They
even
they
knowing that it's false.
they complain about who? About ISKCON?
About ISKCON.
Oh yeah, the ones that
Heavy complaints. They are really lost. Those devotees are really lost. So I talk with all those that are complaining, but
yeah.
I'm very
Yeah, but
careful.
they can't. They don't have the power to come here yet. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're kind of no man's land thing. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I was in Mayapur. I saw some of that the other bit. They didn't like what was going on, but they were there, kind of tolerated, because what else are you going to do? Just they don't have any.
Sadness.
Yeah.
That sadness. That's unbelievable. Really lost. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're lost without the. I mean, I would be lost if I didn't have this. This is so wonderful. This ecstatic worship has given me the ability to understand, to read the map of the scriptures as they are. So I'm direct. I stay directed. Otherwise, without ecstatic worship, I cannot understand or have real knowledge that comes from that. That's what I'm sharing here as guru. The Lord is giving me that, and Prabhupada is giving me that. So I can give my eyes out, and help people find the path and get purified. Because you got to get out of this madness. You're still a little mad being a Vaidhi Bhakti. You're still a little mad being in the world, or a lot more mad usually. You need to get through this madness of speculation. Speculation is crazy. That's why you hear the preaching. When you've been purified in your mind, you look at what these devotees are saying, who are neophytes and speculating. It's like no wonder people are lost. They're lost in speculation. You cannot understand the transcendental attributes of Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna by speculation. That's chapter 2 of Adi Lila. You can't do it. You have to be purified as speculation by the words spoken by the bona fide spiritual master. And from them, ecstatic prema emanates, purifying you. And so many things go on. And this is kind of association that are so rare. Prabhupada said, not in every life do you get such a guru. They were lucky to get Prabhupada as a guru, but still it wasn't the full manifestation. It's to bring people to a certain stage and point. This is the fructification of love of God, and manifested in this world, preaching love of Krishna. We're preaching prema and how to get it quickly. Yeah, like Sim says, well, they don't know this. Well, a lot of them are still attached to their idea. Well, my guru Narayana said you can't get it in this life. It's so rare, and you got to wait many lifetimes. You got to do Vaidhi Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, or their version of Raghunuga Bhakti. See, with all these, so many speculations, and it doesn't work. Well, after a long time, and then you still have to go the narrow gate, After a long time, you realize, wait a second, and then somebody comes preaching like this and said, oh, no, we have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And they pointed out in the book, you see, it says, Lord Chaitanya came to give mercy as a gift. Really? Our gurus have been all saying it's not a gift, that you got to work for it. Oh, no, that's the Old Testament. This is the New Testament of Vaishnava. Isn't that what, Moses said, you got to work for your salvation. And then Jesus said, no, by grace of the order and the word of the Lord that comes through his herald, the bona fide guru. It depends on what their order is. See, whatever a great man does, common men follow. Whatever a great man teaches, common men follow the narrative. See, common people follow that narrative that a great man speaks. It's a narrative. It's a story. What is your story? So people follow that. It's very interesting. I've been thinking about this, and I saw something there. I'll give you a practical example. So Prabhupada's narrative, see, he was a great man. And God's word through him was like through a Moses kind of teaching. Okay, purify yourself externally. Do external bhakti. Build temples, right? Build temples. They built temples, right? Do archana in the temples with the deities, right? The external flame, all that. People doing that. Do these rules, regulations, and fasting on Ekadasi, right? People doing that. See, whatever a great man does, he was obviously a great man. See, and the Lord inspired him to do that. Bhakti Sant also, Vaidhi Bhakti, and Bhakti Vinod. But you know what? All of those persons I mentioned were truly ecstatic devotees, but in their closet. They didn't come out of the closet yet. Okay? But we're out of the closet, see? This is what Bhakti Vinod was experiencing. What do you think? You think he was chanting any different than this? You get to see what Bhakti Vinod was doing in his room. It's the same family, man, same tree. You know, and people, they still don't, you don't know how much, you know, these people, I think it was Sridhar Maharaj and some other persons, they went, or somebody back then went and saw Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Maybe it was even after them, but they went in to see Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his private bhajan kutir in Mayapur. And usually he was a very private person with his bhakti. And so they would hear him give Bhagavatam classes out there and all that stuff. And they didn't want to see tears or stuff like that much. No, he was more private. So they went and and saw Bhakti Vinod in his private kutir, and he was in an ecstatic state. They let him in somehow or other, and they're seeing, and they said, "Can you tell us something about Krishna?" And Bhakti Vinod just went into, "What, you want to know about Krishna?" Because he loved to preach about Krishna. That's why he wrote so many books about the intimate stuff, because he had to express himself, and these people want to actually hear it. You know, and he was jumping up and down in ecstasy, and everybody's mouth was dropping. Oh, we never seen no Thakur in this mood, like a little child in ecstasy. You know, oh, they want to hear about Krishna. Playful, you know, Vrindavan mood, powerful. Yeah. See, what does Amy say? I wouldn't give this up for anything. It is my greatest pleasure because it's the greatest treasure. I consider Amy Rose my greatest treasure. One of my greatest treasures. I don't want to get anybody envious. I have a lot of great treasure here. Isn't she a great treasure? Huh? This surrender, this melts the heart of Krishna. This is, you know, this is such an example. You know, when you have any devotee preaching like that, it shows you the deep understanding. That's the treasure. This is the Lord treasures devotees like this. Yeah. I wouldn't give this up for anything. It is my greatest pleasure because it's the greatest treasure. Think about it. What do you think God thinks about devotees that feel that way? The real God, the true Lord. See? That you found the narrow gate. You found where it really is. You know, where the no bullshit stuff is going on. The real bhakti, you know, that rare treasure that Lord Caitanya brought here at such a deep level. That treasure, and you recognized it. See, it's the Lord that gives you that really. He sees your heart. I am so fortunate to have friends like you guys, like Lolita and Amy and Fanny's and Janaki's and Govinda's and all of you guys are just so precious. I can't believe it. I saw something. Is it? How can I? You know, I never could relate to people. You know, my whole life, I couldn't really, I thought I was like an orphan in this world. It's like I felt, I can't, I see people, they get together, even now in the groups, and I'm not even interested. They're all talking a bunch of nonsense. It's not, just, I thought, well, I guess this is my lot, And look at this now. Now I'm happy. This is family, man. It's amazing.
Same blood.
Same what?
Blood.
Same blood. Yeah, this is same blood. Yeah. Blood brothers and sisters here. Yes, exactly, Lalita. That is what I mean. Yeah, that's good. Okay. They believe in authorities even if they are false. Yeah, and so you see, this is becoming more and more authoritative, isn't it? Even, you become like, this is what like impressed Nicodemus. Some people would be impressed. Nicodemus, when he was asked by his friends, oh, did you, the other peers of his, in the Pharisee group, like the Brahmins and the saying, oh, did Jesus, did he say anything new? No, not really. But boy, when he spoke with authority. And man, did I learn. I studied the scriptures, but I never heard them spoken like that. See, that's the kind of intelligence you get here. And what did he say? Well, he said this is this. Oh, we don't understand. What is that about? See, they're speculators. Nicodemus was a rare person. He was really wanted to know the truth, and they had a somewhat of a pure heart, purified. See? Yeah. And he wasn't even, see, he was at a stage, he was still on the material platform, but there was some sincerity in him. And then when Jesus says, well, you must be born again, Nicodemus, to understand, to perceive the kingdom of God. And he was even still thinking, that's why you got to get purified by hearing. He said, how can I be put back in my mother's womb and all that? See, you got to hear these topics. You got to hear about what it is to be born again, the spiritual awakening of the spiritual body. The Vaishnavas, they also have to know this. Otherwise, they're not moving on. Okay, you don't even know you got a spiritual body. You spent 40, 50 years following Prabhupada, and you don't even know you have a spiritual body that can be awakened. See, you're not ready to understand that. Like I go on Sankirtan here and I chanting, right? That's where I really become pure. People are not awake. They're just kind of going down there. A lot of, you could see, look at the videos. Some feel some life, and they smile, right? A lot of people just, walk down the road like they're not awakened. Some are more awakened and some are, less. Some are more ready. Especially the ones that smile. That shows you they're closer to the kingdom. They get a lift. See, it lifts their. They're like, I passed one lady yesterday, and she smiled, And then when I was coming back after I went to the fruit market, and she saw me, and she goes, I wasn't even singing. She got a lift again. See, Krishna, an arrangement. See, people need this. They don't maybe consciously know, but gradually, it's all, it's all part of the work here. Replying to Sim, wow, you are really so lucky. I'm so glad we found ourselves here listening. Yeah, we found a family. It's a great family. Gradually, we're all knowing, learning, discovering. And because they are stuck in between land, it's kind of like I don't see that preaching to Vaides has any effect, except that they run even further away. Yeah, actually, Sim, that was like Lord Caitanya noticed the same thing. They and Krishna Das Kaviraj said in Adi Lila. Let me even see if I can find the verse. It's very interesting, just like what you're talking about here. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Chapter 7? Oh, yeah, here we go. I think I found it. Yeah, I'm going to read a few preliminary verses that lead up to this. Actually, I'm going to get Lilith to read it when she comes. Is she back? Let's see. When she comes back. Take your time there, Lolita. No big rush. Okay, go to Adi Lila, chapter 7. And start with verse. God, this is so beautiful. You're going to love this, Lolita. She's a connoisseur. She likes fine wine, intoxicating wine. Oh boy, there's so many beautiful verses. Okay, start with text number 17. Let me know if there's an echo. I'm going to reduce the volume a little bit here.
You're muted. Okay. Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj. Oh, glories to you. Oh, glories to Lord Caitanya, Nityananda. Oh, glories to Srimati Radharani, and oh, glories to Krishna. The devotees headed by Gadadhara Pandita are to be considered. Yeah, there is echo.
There's echo. Okay. Let me do it like this here.
The devotees headed by Gadadhara Pandita are to be considered incarnations of the internal potency of the Lord. Oh, they are confidential devotees engaged in the service of God.
Read that again. I kind of missed it.
The devotees headed by Gadadhara Pandita are to be considered incarnations of the internal potency of the Lord.
See, that's why you have to connect with the internal potency of the Supreme Lord in the form of a devotee. Otherwise, you don't know what it is. Everything is, people are incarnations of the material potency. You know, they identify with the material. And it's so rare to find, that's why you take shelter of Chaitanya Leela, you're taking shelter of the internal potency of Krishna in the form of his devotees, his plenary portions, and himself, you know, expressed in the highest revelation. But until you're awakened, you can't really fully do that. You speculate on all these things. You don't really get the full advantage. You come here, people get purified of all the stuff in the way of taking full advantage, like taking a full bite of the meal, of the food. Otherwise, you're just getting a little morsel. You know, the speculations, you can't really bite into these things. So internal, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
They are confidential devotees engaged in the service of God, of the Lord.
See, confidential. See, confident. That's why the confidential devotees, like Prabhupada, at that time, they were hiding that confidentiality and just giving external more, you know, acting like Vaidhi Bhaktas themselves. See, they weren't revealing their confidential nature. If they would, they'd be like being in Vrindavan and being wild and like acting like mad women and women crying and laughing and all that. That's all described in the Goswami literatures, the real nature of the devotees there. But people don't understand it because they got to see a living role model. Otherwise, it just stays in the book and you don't realize it. You don't see the elephant in the room. That's the elephant, is what the devotees really are, but you can't see it. You're hidden until it's revealed by the confidential devotees. That's why the Lord came to show confidential worship. Madhavinda Puri, the first to show the confidential worship of God. Jesus to show to an extent, not the full extent, to an extent of the confidential worship of God. With this spirit of devotion, holy, see the Holy Spirit, not a mixed spirit, in the mixed modes. Oh, this is the thing in Vaishnavism, most people think that the mode of goodness is transcendental. They think, well, this is a good devotee, right? Oh, he's a pure devotee. He's a good devotee. He's a pure devotee. Even in our lines, sometimes they preach, oh, this goodness is pure devotional service, but it really isn't. The acharyas say that. Vishwanath, he said sometimes the acharyas preach goodness as pure devotional service, and they know it's not, but nobody can understand this level of confidentiality. So they got to do something. They preach morals and moral things, and that was the problem with Mahabharata, that Vedavyas was not quite satisfied with putting pure devotees there and then teaching just about virtues in the mode of goodness, about being a virtuous, like staunch, renounced, moral person, materially mode of goodness, moral person. But he wasn't feeling fully satisfied in heart. And Narada Muni says, well, you got to go deeper. You got to show the real transcendental attributes of the Lord ultimately. Otherwise, you will not be satisfied, and the Lord in other people's hearts will not be satisfied to awaken, because he's not satisfied. He's not to that level. You need to satisfy the transcendental Lord, but that means you got to reveal the confidential truth. See? And what is satisfaction of the Lord? Oh, wow, the Lord is satisfied. Oh, I feel satisfied too by satisfying the Lord. That's the confidential nature of Vrindavan. That's when you become a Vrindavan devotee in this world, even here, even especially. And I don't know where else you could get such a possibility. Look at it. I'm understanding these things that you would think only the great ones out there. But the Lord came to give us smucks, the highest revelation of Vrindavan. I know that now. I'm really so happy about that. If I can get these things, anybody can. And they are. Look at Amy, look at Fanny's, look at Lolita's, look at Johan's, look at everybody here. Look at Sim, he's getting behind this also. Look at Sachi, whatever our position is. We're getting good advancement here. Yeah, go read on there.
Oops. I said, only with them does the Lord. The eternal devotees are potencies, are all eternal associates of the pastimes of the Lord. Only with them does the Lord advent to propound the Sankirtan movement.
Only with them, the confidential devotees. And that goes for now. If you are really desirous to know the truth and the truth about Lord Caitanya, you must see that experience in the book, and that teaching in the book manifests now in 2023. Right now. Because if you don't, then the Lord is not here, because he only advents with his devotees. Only with them does he preach the real Sankirtan movement. Now, what is the deep meaning of that? See? Only with them. That means you have to meet a devotee, even though you don't physically see the Lord. That Lord is there. And if he's really there, there'll be symptoms in the body of that devotee that the Lord has taken over that temple. And that's what you see here. And only with them, only with these types of devotees, does he preach the real Sankirtan movement. Otherwise, you're just a false follower still. You want to become a real follower, you have to come to a place like this. Only with them does he preach what he came. Then you can learn why Lord Caitanya actually invented. Otherwise, you could see people don't know. Oh yeah, Lord Caitanya invented to preach Varnashram Dharma. He invented to build temples. How many temples did he build? He only visited the devotees in the temples to liberate them, just like we do. We visiting your temple here on Facebook Live to awaken those temples that are ready to be awakened. You're ready to eat, to drink cherry juice. Was it cherry? Blueberry juice.
Blueberry.
It's the blueberry on top. This is the Transcendental Blueberry Hill song. Ever heard that song? Blueberry Hill. How does that go, Amy? She's the art.
I'm not an American.
Blueberry Hill. It's all about Radha, man. Radha and Krishna. Blueberry juice. Yeah, only with them. So see, only with them. That's why you want ecstatic devotion. Only see, the Lord came here to bring ecstatic devotion, and only with him does he do it. So people got to say, well, only with those kind of devotees, those confidential devotees, the Lord really is. He's in the unseen, he's in the unmanifest, but he becomes manifest in the body of the devotee. And then he proves that it's true that you're in the right place because he comes manifest in your devoted body. That's the Sankirtan movement. That's why Lord Caitanya appeared to relish this manifestation in his own temple, to taste that glory and to awaken it in others, distribute it. All you have to do is receive the word. And does it go in like butter? Or does it bounce off like a super ball? Boom. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Only when with them does the Lord taste the mellow of conjugal love, and only with them.
Only with them. See, only with them. See, so that means where are those symptoms of a person tasting conjugal love? See, that means the Lord is there in the body. Radha and Krishna are in their body, and they're like a maid servant. They're a real, true, intimate, confidential servant, and they chant the holy. Simply in the chanting the holy name, Radha and Krishna are dancing in their temple, and they're there facilitating the dance by arranging everything. Yeah. It's so simple, the arrangement, right? Hare Krishna. There's the arrangements to bring them to rendezvous and meet. And the devotee is sitting there watching and partaking in, like from in the bushes. See, this is Ramananda Roy said the gopis are in the bushes watching Radha and Krishna have their affair. See, that's the gopi Manjari type mood. Manjari is actually there, all right, really up close, really doing all kinds of intimate service for them. The gopis, they're a little more, Krishna and Radha are a little more shy. That's why they stay in the bushes to watch. But the Manjaris are in there doing the real personal service, and the Radha and Krishna not disturbed at all by that. Here on Blueberry Hill, don't know the words yet. Here on Blueberry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The characteristics of Krishna are understood to be a storehouse of transcendental love.
Isn't that amazing?
Although,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Characteristics. That's why we got a candy store here, man. A lot of candy. Storehouse. That's where all that love is stored. It's like when Lord Caitanya, he looked over at a river, and he did something in there. He went and took his bath there, and he says, Narottam's going to come after me, and I'm going to leave something for him. I'm going to leave the potency of ecstatic devotion in here. See? So that pastime, those characteristics of the Lord, those pastimes that he did, was that. And that's one of his things. And so he put the love of God in there for Nartam. Everybody took baths over there. But Nartam was advanced from the beginning. He brought it in from another life. All he did was make contact with that river, took his bath there, boom. He got that kind of conjugal taste for worship. That's when you bring it in from another life. See? So the Lord even called. He said, Nartam, you're going to come after me and you're going to keep this going. So when you come and take your bath in this special river now, you're going to get it. But not everybody else could pick it up. See? That's like I'm saying, like devotees. If you've got this from a previous life, as soon as you make contact with devotees and devotional or a devotional book written by a real devotee, boom, it'll awaken again. Because that's how it works. But most are not devotees yet from a previous life. Therefore, they got to follow this process. You know, you associate with a bona fide spiritual master and they teach you confidential things. Go ahead. We're going to end this anyway.
Although that storehouse of love certainly came with Krishna when he was present, it was sealed. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his associates of the Panchatattva, they broke the seal and they plundered the storehouse to taste transcendental love of Krishna.
That's its style, man. You know, that's why when people say, oh, I'm sorry, Vrindavan's too confidential, we can't show it. Okay, so the seal's not broken. That's what it was in Vrindavan. The seal wasn't broken. Vrindavan mood, the ecstasy, Vraj Bhakti wasn't broken because nobody saw it. It was sealed in Vrindavan, and only the Vrindavan devotees and Krishna could relish it. Everybody was hidden by King Kamsa. You know, Vrindavan was not very far away from Mathura, but people wouldn't go there. They were afraid. Kamsa was like their ruler, like their minister, king, right? And so, but he was an oppressor because he was not a pure devotee. It's like a religionist, you know. They keep you in prison still, and you can't go to Vrindavan. See, because you know they're your king, right? And you're afraid, you know, you want to break the king's order. So people didn't go Vrindavan. So that's why Akura was so happy. He got the order of Kamsa to go to Vrindavan. He thought, oh, this is Krishna. Because Krishna's in control of the demons too. You know, they don't know that, of course. They don't even believe that, but the Lord is, because it's all him, you know. We're inside it. Even the demons are inside him, you know. Yeah. So Akura thought, whoa, I can go to Vrindavan to see Krishna. This is a great boon for me, you know, to see what's going on inside. It was sealed. So yeah. And Uddhava also, he got the order from Krishna. When Krishna left, he said, you can go to Vrindavan. Okay? So the Lord's thinking, for a long time, when he disappeared, when Lord Krishna disappeared, for a long time I have not bestowed this kind of love of Vraj Bhakti, bestowed, the gift, bestowed upon the residents of the material world. Long times, 4,320,000,000 years. Then he came as Lord Caitanya, broke the seal, doing Sankirtan, this kind of Sankirtan, inspiring the devotees to come closer, get purified, wash your clothes, let Krishna steal some of those clothings that you don't want to let go of, so you can relish this kind of love. Broke the seal. If we don't break the seal on this bhakti, breaking the seal is to do what Lord Caitanya did, and to promote and show the mood of the residents of Vrindavan, show their ecstasy, show the realizations they got. That's what was done with Lord Caitanya. And that's what's revived again. You see people say, no, put the seal back on. Put the seal back on. Sorry, it
Too
doesn't
late.
work. Too late. We
The kid
broke
is
the
out of
seal.
the box.
And we broke the seal. Man. We can't seal it up again. Sorry. Narayan Raj can't stop me from breaking the seal anymore. He's left. Okay, it was fine. It was meant to be sealed for a while. He was fulfilling that, right? He said, no, we're not breaking the seal. Too confidential. Okay. Well, we're breaking the seal. But you see, am I doing it like without being ordered? Am I doing it without being conclusive about it? We're
No.
breaking the seal because Lord Caitanya came to break the seal. So you, Narayan Raj, you should be happy we're breaking the seal. You can check it. You can come on. If you learned anything, go read in the book. Read in the book yourself that the seal was broken by Lord Caitanya. Anywhere we're breaking it again. Don't you want this bhakti, or you just want to be it up in here, speculating on what pure devotional service is? You got to taste it. You got to relish. It's got to be all over your face, man. Yeah, go on. I want to get to a certain verse, and then we're going to stop.
Okay, so. Yeah. The more they tasted it, the more their thirst for it grew. True, of course.
True, of course. See, we can relate, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. Sri Panchatattva themselves danced again and again, and thus made it easier to drink nectarian love of Godhead. They danced,
Go ahead.
They danced, they cried, they laughed, and they chanted like madmen. And in this way, they distributed love of Godhead.
There you go. See, they danced, they cried, they laughed.
And chanted like madmen.
Yeah, chanted in ecstasy, basically.
Yeah.
Like here, we're doing it in a practical way. We can't be together physically and do it, but we're doing it like this. And in this way, what happened here? Let's see. What happened is, and in this way, they distributed love of God. So people, you can't fall. There's no way. I mean, you can think in your mind that we're doing wrong, but we're doing right. We're doing more than right. We're doing transcendental. We're doing the order of Prabhupada and Krishna's blessing. And also, this is the way it will not be distributed. The devotees will miss another generation if they don't partake of this, because you have to laugh, you have to cry, you have to show people. Otherwise, people will not know what real bhakti is.
No.
Even, when Lord Caitanya was here, you can read these pastimes. He would be laughing and crying publicly. And he even said, a lot of people didn't understand, but some people, they thought, well, what is this? And they became curious, and they asked, inquired. Oh, yeah, this is how you worship the Lord. The Lord's looking for this kind of worship. And they entered into the family. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just tell you which I should stop. I need to stop, but I don't. I want to finish this one verse I'm looking for here. Yeah, so we're going to do that. And I'm going to read this again. It's so good. It's so amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing.
More energy. Okay, read verse number 29 and 30.
The impersonalists, the fruitive workers, the false logicians, the blasphemers, the non-devotees, and lowest among the student community are very expert in avoiding the Krishna conscious movement. And therefore, the inundation of Krishna consciousness cannot touch them.
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about for Sim, why they can't understand. See, false logician means a speculator. It doesn't matter. You can be a dhoti and tilak and neck beads and be in Vaishnavas And you could be a guru, you could be a follower of a guru and all that. But if you're a false logician, which means you speculate on a subject you don't know, you got to be engaged in the transcendental movement of Lord Caitanya to really know. You know, otherwise you come here and say, oh, go hard, you know, you're not preaching right and all that. No. See, you're very expert at avoiding the real Krishna conscious movement. See, you're in the lowest of the student community, and that's where they need to be humbled because they think they're so smart. See, so those who are ready to come out of that association can partake of this. So see, that's why we're evolving to this point where Lord Caitanya tricked them into coming closer. Because they don't want to they don't come to, you know, here we're doing what he was doing, chanting in ecstasy and distributing that way. And some people are coming, but not everybody is coming. So we just keep doing this and things, we just, you know, get stronger and stronger spiritually, more and more transcendentally creative.
Yeah.
To include more. Yeah. So anyway, I want to say that, and I think I want to go off my voice. I know you're tired. Let's rest.
I didn't sleep last. It's the second night that I didn't sleep. So.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. No problem.
Just
No problem. Just
okay. Yeah. So yeah, maybe River. I think River wants to go on. She's got some. She came on when I went on. So so you can go on there, River, if you're still around. Maybe she's on already. Who knows?
yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Everybody.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
Yeah, we read this again later because it's so good. I want to be more up for it.